So, people of the Book Talk world, you might have seen some of my videos that I've been doing. I've been promoting my Half Dead Zombie Apocalypse 4 book series at the moment that I've just kind of released recently. It's I want to say it's like kind of it's me starting out my journey as an author, but I've actually got a little bit of history with that. I have done this, I have mentioned this before in some of my other videos, but I just wanted to say that I'm not really a novice writer, okay, completely. So I have had stuff published in the past. I have a couple of books here which I didn't publish, but I've got a short horror story published in each of these 2 books. It's called, the first one's called Twisted Volume One, and the second one is called Twisted's Evil Little Sister, and that is Volume Two basically. So there's like loads of little short stories in there. I've got 2 horror stories in there. They when they were released, outsold Stephen King on Amazon. So they have done really well. I don't personally make any money from these. I don't get any royalties. It was part of a competition that I entered. I was one. That one is one of 50 authors who were published in that book, and I was one of 33 authors published in that book. So I managed to get 2 of my short stories um, like officially published. Then that was 2016. In the same year, I also published my debut novel, which was called Stephanie Steele. Now, I withdrew this book, though this, I'll tell you what it's about, actually. It's about that's Stephanie Steele on the cover. And she is an android detective in I think it's the 23rd century, because I've wrote this back in 2015. So a good few years ago now, 10 years ago. Um, and it's kind of off and on. What I was going for was a bit like kind of Blade Runner. So I published that under a pen name, the same as the 2 short stories. So I withdrew this book after a short period of time because it wasn't doing very well, and I wasn't doing any marketing. I wasn't on social media like massively. I was only on like kind of Facebook and Twitter, so I wasn't even on this channel at the moment, or this app, just this channel, this app at the moment. So yeah, I published that. What I'm going to do with this though is I'm going to re-edit this book, and then I'm going to republish it, and I'm going to get a new cover done because I wasn't completely happy with this cover. But anyway, I've got that was published in those were both published in 2016. Then during the COVID lockdown, so that would have been 2020, I wrote my memoirs. So in a past life, I was a filmmaker. I used to write film scripts, made lots of kind of short films as an amateur filmmaker, and I made one feature film. I wanted to write about my kind of memoirs, but dealing specifically with my filmmaking career because I had many problems. It was a massive struggle to try and break into the actual professional film industry. But one of the features of the book was about an actress that I actually worked with, who then became a megastar later on, and so I was kind of featuring that story of how I made the film with her. So who am I talking about? Jade Thirlwall, who is or was 1/4 of Little Mix, who won the X Factor. I knew Jade when she was 15-year old when we made the short film back in 2020, 2007, I think, I believe. And it is the only film that Jade has ever made. So I'm quite proud of that. So this book features the story about Jade, how I come to make a film with Jade. But I had this published with a vanity publisher, which was a big mistake. And it took them 3 years to get this published. There was just so many issues with this publishing company. Honestly, they were absolute amateurs. They just I believe that they were farming out the editing to just like complete freelancers who really had no idea. Because every time I put things right and I sent it back off to them, things would come back completely changed, mixed up. On one occasion, there was a complete chapter just like disappeared from the book, and I have there's a lot of photographs that inside of Jade when she was working on the film set. Don't know if you can see those. Yeah, that's Jade there. And so I did the layout for these photographs. I inserted them into the actual book, but every time they came back, they'd been rearranged, they'd been turned around like on their side, and all the captions underneath had been rearranged at a different font size, and there was just like the kind of squeezed the photographs down, so the captions were like well over the edge of like the actual photographs, and it was just honestly they were an absolute nightmare. 3 weeks into publishing the book in beginning of 2023, they then withdrew it from publication after only 3 weeks. And that was because they said that I didn't have the right to publish my story about Jade, and I didn't have the right to publish all of the photographs of Jade in the book, which were taken on set of my film. So I've got the rights, the copyright to all of those photographs and the story. It's my story. So they said that I wasn't allowed to publish it. This is like 3 weeks after I'd already published it. I actually got some advice from a solicitor, and they said that I had the right to publish it. So I don't know what the crack was with this vanity publishing company, but I had to pay to get for their services, and I ended up, after I'd complained, I ended up getting, I think it was about 40% of the fee back that I paid. So I did get some money back, but I think they were just a complete rip off. They were a total amateur outfit, and they are actually a well-known outfit. Now I'm not going to say the names, but there are some videos on here if you go searching. I used to have them pinned on my profile, but now they're not, so they'll be way back. And I've just told that whole story about what happened in detail. Then I got the rights back to that book, and I ended up self-publishing it, and I got a new cover. It's just basically one of Amazon's kind of templates that they've got. So this is the new cover. This is actually still available on Amazon. I haven't really done any marketing for it, so it's just up there. It doesn't sell very well at the moment. I have earned a few quid from the Kindle kind of reads that you get like 0.01 pence or something for every page read. So that's, to be honest, I really expected this to take off because of like who I'm featuring in the book and the exclusive photographs that are actually in the book. But don't know what happened to that. I thought it would have been a real money earner, but Little Mix fans, Jade fans, just didn't seem to be interested in the book at all. So I've got no clue, but it's still sitting there. I'm hoping that at some point it will take off and earn us some money. But like I say, so I have got a little bit of experience of publishing. The books that I have just published a few weeks back are the Half Dead book series. There's 4 in the series so far. Zombie Apocalypse. They've all got slightly different covers. The design is basically the same. It's a zombie's eye, and then in each cover there is a different image that represents what is like a scene from the book. So that's number 4 there. Number 3. Number 2. And number 1. And that is me as an author.